Red, the big talent. On top of which he can even play multiple races from China, is 15 Sway. And in the top right in the blue, from South Korea, one of the absolute best humans in the world, looking to make it still for the EPT. Points is Sock. Starting off with an Archmage against the Keeper. That much had to be expected, especially in Concealed Hill. There's not really much room to deviate.
Yeah, sometimes some elves will try Warden, even though it seems like it would be one of the difficult maps to try it on. And the main build order here for human is to just simply fast expand. You creep level 2, get the small orange and small green near your base. Wait for the knights usually, unless you scout something different. Creeping wise, I've seen Chemico recently scout for that keeper that creeps the first camp, and there is a creep route where with Night Elf you go for the total camp immediately after grabbing the item. And I think Chemico against that, he goes immediately for the expansion instead of doing the total camp second, because he knows that it can be done before the keeper would be there. So curious whether Sock's gonna realize that this is happening and if he makes the same adjustments. Because as we know, those guys sometimes, they talk strategy and they mirror each other's builds and creep routes.
Yeah, it's a good point. The expansion is going to be the first crucial moment of this game and how much it is going to take. And finally the rings are back. I was starting to miss them already, Todd. As you must have as well.
Kappa. Hey, we
As
got a
on the
toss
Nile
on the other
side.
side. That's more my style, Archmage Claws first item.
Oh.
And actually, he sees with the Footman that the keeper's back at home and he's gonna do that little adjustment as well. Go straight for the expo. Now, 15 Sway seeing this as his Wisp just died on the other side, he has a chance to correct course and head straight for that human expo. He has a backup Wisp ready to detonate. And because the camp is being engaged that day here, there's gonna be a lot of damage dealt to those peasants, footmen, and everything else.
Most of the camp should be dead though by the time that the Keeper arrives. AM gets level 2, has the aura, and with that the new Watch Elemental available. A lot of damage on everything. And the big boy still up for grabs. Now comes the Keeper with the Treants. If you could see the last hit here, that would be absolutely enormous. Trying to get the last hit also on the Water Elemental with the Wisp. Important move. Experience goes to the human. Crystal Ball, perhaps not the best item, although against archers right now could be valuable. And nighttime falls. The expansion is somewhat delayed. Peasants have to go back, but remember, it was an early creep. So it may not be that big of a delay after all.
Yeah, I like the decision of moving back here as well by Sock with the peasants, which were not militia anymore. He puts the most injured one in a gold mine and definitely needs to swap some of those out, because right now he must have about like 7, 8, or 9 peasants on gold. And he's gonna creep level 3 and then take the expo, so
yeah,
this turned out pretty well for him. 15 Sway with some great pacing though on his mana on the Keeper. He didn't oversummon Treants too early, he didn't waste any Entangle. Instead, he summons more Treants. He knows that the peasants are going to be swapped inside of the gold mine. This is what I was talking about. He was initially a human player, so he knows how that works. You're supposed to put your weakest peasants in the gold mine because they're never the ones you're going to call to be as militia for the defense. And now he finds some great kills here.
The Arcane Tower is finishing. Couldn't Sock have just gone over to the natural? Try to get the expansion there, because it's starting to get pretty late with his expo timing.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to make sure he got level 3 and he was worried about an attack in the main base, and he was right. Like, he actually lost more units. You might think, well, he wasn't walled off, that's the problem, but the thing is you can unwall with Treants when you summon them, right? By creating space next to that wall, so it's all about trying to minimize the losses, setting up that expo, even if it comes in late. As long as you get it, start securing it with an Arcane Tower, and you have hero level 3 behind to counter attack, then you're gonna be in good shape.
And 15 Sway is willing to go into the late game. Not gonna go for tier 3 rush and try to bust with bears, but rather counter-expanding. We see the Tree of Life coming in his main base. I'm surprised that there's not one scout footy running around looking for an expo timing. If that was the case and the AM had gotten the staff, there could have been a sick cancel. However, the Keeper got a staff, so I guess there was no window for that. Anyways, Keeper now getting blocked. We saw before by Chimico. Yesterday it was some sick Keepers around. Oh my god. The frog!
Oh, you know what happens on this map? What is going on with the creators on this map, man? These guys have built a union. They're retaking their lands.
so far has seemed to have taken sides with the humans. And with that TP gone, now the Night Elf's gonna have to be a bit more careful. Although, we've even seen a lot of Night Elf players, especially Foggy and Moon, deciding to sell the TP in the early game to have more gold and go for ultra mobility. Go for staff and boots on the Keeper to really be able to chase down these footies easily. And now, as he is level 3, he's got the good weapon. He's got the Entangle level 2, and this is where it's gonna get really hard to get good use out of it.
This has 3 archers total, so he definitely cuts very early here. Prioritize more. Oh no, he has 4 now. Nice. Archmage though forced to count for louds. And that's pretty annoying. I mean, he can send that to the fountain for a little bit for some free healing.
A player's forces are under attack.
The lumber is the good thing here, I think, for Sok compared to most games, because even though he lost some peasants, like, a lot of them were in the main mining lumber for a very long time. Remember, you mentioned how late the expo was. So he got a lot of extra lumber from this, so that allowed him to tech decently fast, I guess you could say, and still have lumber behind this to start anything that he wants, like blacksmith, arcane vault, add more towers if he wants to.
No defend yet on the footies. Oh, as I say it, here we go. There it comes. 6 footies, defend. That's gonna make life for the archers and also for the dryads a bit difficult. But that's of course where the Keeper comes in. His Entangle is so super strong against Footmen. 1 Entangle and 2 or 3 hits, and that's a dead footy. But still the Footmen are being committed, trying to get some building cancels. Didn't get a lore cancel though, only the shop, which is not the most devastating.
The tree at the expo. He's like, team, I need you. And that's for the Panda to get that experience. Keeper still killing as many footies as he can. Sok might go for the tree here, even though there is Nature's Blessing. I don't think he has the Footman count, so he might just... yeah, just completely let it go, and... he's just trying to delay the teching of the expansion. By now he probably knows he can't get the tree. And his tech is about to finish, and his economy is looking incredible. He can immediately go into Double Sanctum, Workshop, Blood Mage if that's what he wants to go into, which is usually the standard here.
Player's forces are under attack.
I wonder if Sok's gonna go tier 3 here this time, or if it's just gonna be a good old tier 2 push. On this map, that's a decent incentive to go for a tier 2 push from main to enemy expansion. The distance isn't too far, as opposed to from expo to expo.
He's doing double Aviary and Castle.
What?
And Mount tanking seconds, so mass air play here from Sok. That Archmage kind of scares me here. Even the creep, oh my god. Bloodlusted Inner Fire Trapper doesn't like old men on horses.
Wait a minute, is this Mass Dragon Hawk strat?
Well, I don't think Mass Griffins is really a thing here. So it should be always some sort of Dragon Hawks, then eventually into Griffins to deal with bears.
We do see that every now and then. The Dragon Hawk strategy. It seems like especially against Warden it's played a lot. But, okay, here now we have it against the Panda and Keeper. The Panda, of course, with the AoE, once he's level 3, is going to have some good DPS to provide against the air units. Intriguing.
Yeah, that's a good catch here if you can get some snipes. Footman defense value against both Brides and Archers here is quite amazing. But you're never really gonna threaten to the point where you should be able to kill a lot. Panda is almost 3 now already, and the Ancient of War's already in position, so you're just gonna embrace that. Creeping with air units here is very difficult. Like Dragonhawks, they're not the best units to help out with the creeping, so I wonder how much creeping there's gonna be happening from Sok here with Dragonhawks. And I mean, maybe if he has a bunch of footmen, it might be okay. Like he can grab the lab or something.
Strat takes quite a long time to come online. Already in normal kind of rifle strategies, the human is forced to play defensive for a long time before he finally has like 50-60 supply until he can go out on the map and creep. With Dragonhawk, it's going to take even longer, so it's going to be up to the Archmage and MK to slow things down, hopefully minimize the creeping on the Night Elf side also. But the Keeper with a level 2 Entangle is still very strong right now. I think 2 Archers died and a Dryad, but there's not so much suffering.
And pain just yet. We'll have to wait for that. Sok forgot to add a lot of farms here. When you're on less than 50 supply and you know you're going for castle tech, because I don't think he wants to wait too long before he breaks up here, but maybe He's actually on 46 out of 54. Okay, corrected that. And actually went to 50 without starting a pala. That's a bit surprising. I thought he might just kill one of his own peasants. And then get the pala. He's harassing with 4 Dragonhawks. These guys are cosplaying as gargoyles right now, Revo.
They're not known to be the most efficient units in terms of stats, HP, and damage, considering their cost. But we'll see how they do here. It would appear that with mass air you want to go heavy into upgrades, but the lumber is fairly low here for Sock. Perhaps not enough peasants for him?
Yeah, I think he made the first lumber upgrade, not the second one. But he already spent a lot of lumber on stone hammers, which is the big important upgrade here when you want to go into griffins. So I think he might just wait a little bit. And as you can see, like his lumber is gonna start catching up thanks to that lumber upgrade that he got. And maybe when he has like, what, I don't know, 1500 gold, then he can break up keep with 3 griffins or 3 dragonhawks immediately, plus the paladin maybe.
A player's forces are under attack.
Something we've seen in the ultra light game from a lot of Night Elves is try to counter Dragonhawks with fairy dragons.
Town is under siege.
How potent of a counter do you view that to be?
It really depends on the game, like specifically, like what heroes we have and stuff. I think it's more in the Warden games that you'll see that usually. Here, I don't particularly think it'd be a good idea, but maybe. I mean, Keeper is obviously gonna have orbs to help shoot against the air. Panda could get one as well eventually, so usually you can just rely on a lot of Dryads, but then that's where Human can add Mortars with Frag Shard and kind of wreck your Dryad line and mess you up badly, so that's why you need to think about stuff like Hippos or Fairy Dragons. Personally, I don't think that Fairy Dragons are the scariest, but the thing is, if you go Hippos against Dragonhawk, you need to make sure to add something to interrupt Shackle. So either Silence from a Dark Ranger, or Cluster Rockets from a Goblin
Town is
Tinker.
under siege. A player's forces are
An
under
attack coming now towards the expansion. 15 Sway wants to go on the aggressive. He's got only 2 bears though, which I don't even think Sock has to come home with his army here. I think the towers are enough to defend this, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, he probably needs the army, like if 15 Sway actually goes in, but the towers will buy him some time, maybe drain a bit of mana here from the bear or the panda if he goes too far forward. A bear being sent to the fountain! Oh, that guy had no idea.
Rip. MK now level 3. His spells are online. Is he going Stormbolt or Clap? It is Stormbolt. If he gets level 4, he's going to be super strong. Of course, this game, no mana burn from a Demon Hunter, so this MK could really carry this late game.
Another bear running into a griffin. He's faster. Dragonhawks get on top of Dryads here. There's actually no bears to target with those griffins, so he's going for the panda instead. The Holy Lights.
The mass air strategy is looking better and better here now, it seems. It doesn't work against any other races, especially against undead. Normally, the other races have very good piercing damage on the field already to counter that. Be that fiends or headhunters you can easily go into, perhaps even berserkers. Problem with archers is they get absolutely decimated by claps, so you can't really rely on those. You can try with dryads, but they also can have issues against the dragonhawks.
The 15 Sway hadn't resaturated properly on the expo here, so now he finally fixes that, but as soon as he does it, a panda and keeper moves in to kill more peasants, despite the 3 towers. 15 Sway is doing the right thing. He's attacking the blacksmith, forcing the human to now engage into him. Sock has had enough, but piercing damage against Dragonhawks, he's gonna do a lot of damage here. On top of the Breath of Fire, thanks to the greater mana that was not used.
Not quite enough Dragonhawks here yet, it seems. Alright, new ones are coming in from the main. 2-1 upgrade on the Dragonhawks. 0-0 on the Dryads. And here we see the reason why the Dryads might be failing. He needs definitely more on those. AM couldn't quite make it to the shop in time. Had to TP out.
Oh my god, the breath, the breath! No!
Two
And he
more
has
peasants
double
falling.
staff, look at this. He goes home, he's gonna staff right back in with 220 mana now.
That's beautiful to see, Todd, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
Almost level 5 now on the Panda. Sock need perhaps a bit more time. The good thing is he still has lots of lumber, so he can replace the gold peasants, use the one from lumber. Drunken Haze, no Breath of Fire yet. That's gonna come in now. Oh, that one didn't land too well, though. Dryads kited back nicely. Rejuvenation being very effective. That's a big problem with this army. There's no dispel of any sort to deal with Rejuve and Roar.
Yeah, and now there's no Griffin to actually shoot down that bear. The Griffin's across the map harassing a Moonwell. What is this? This guy's cosplaying as a gargoyle too. Actually not, because otherwise he would go for Wisp.
I'm also worried about Entangle. Imagine if the hero focus starts and there's double orb and some bears. Again, there's no dispel and 15 sway. It seems like he's taking charge of this game.
Griffin in top left.
Oh,
Not like
Sock.
this.
What's going on? It's an expensive loss. 10 supply lead now for the Night Elf. Keeper 5 and Panda 5.
There's a Griffin in the south just flying all over the place. Shooting random wisps. What is this guy doing? You're needed in the fights.
Mountain King full mana. And this Paladin might be falling. Staff is on cooldown. Pally's going down. Only level 1 at least. He's gonna be back soon. Ooh, that was a big breath. Oh my god. Level 3 Breath of Fire, and that was without the Drunken Haze.
He can do the double staff again on Panda in a second here. Surprised he hasn't done it yet because he's kind of far away from the next Breath of Fire, but for now they are just trading. A lot of Dragonhawks left over. I'm surprised he's not going more for the Dryads, especially seeing that as there is no Breath of Fire. Sock disengaging for a little bit. He's remaking the Paladin right now.
Under attack.
Another
Rough.
Griffin almost getting caught.
Rough game for Sock, man.
Wait, that Griffin is the wild dog that was on the other side of the map this whole time. He's finally came back.
And I feel like this may have something to do why we see the mass air style mostly against Warden. The Keeper on the ground is so dangerous if you don't have to spell. Once he gets level 5, does he have... He does have Entangle 3. This is going to be such a huge threat against the heroes as well.
I mean, to be honest, this is a style that's like super momentum based that we don't see much of anymore. Usually by the time you go air, you've either already won or lost the game, kind of, even though now it felt like it was somewhat equal. And it's also about Night Elves knowing how to counter it. Some of them don't play the best against it, but 15 Stray here looks like he definitely knew how to play against this so far.
The mass air experiment seems to be failing. Keeper gets level 6. He has been farming these Griffins and Dragonhawks. Panda's close to 6 as well. Jesus Christ. Oh, nice staff transfer, but not nice enough. Breath comes in. That thing did so much damage. GG. And 15 Swell will take the first map.
Ooh man, this felt like Sock wanted to teach this kid how to play Mass Air, as 15 Sway tried exactly that against Law Lion. And it looked good for a while, but all of a sudden, 15 Sway was flipping the switch and just sieged the Human Expo. And that was rough, but also not the cleanest execution by Sock, right? There were a couple of mistakes. Army wasn't in place all the time. Maybe unnecessary early TP there that cost a bit. He just lost all his momentum. At first it looked good when he went for triple aviary instead of double aviary. But in the end, not his map to take.
Yeah, I think it's just too much pressure. The Night Elf is so strong when they get like 60, 70 supply with double level 4 heroes. And the Human isn't quite online yet. He really needs that 70, 80 supply Griffins, Dragonhawks. He needs tons of upgrades, and he also wants some hero levels. But of course, with that fast expansion and the lost map control, there's hardly any creeping that can be done. The Night Elf has a good lead, and the Panda and Keeper are great at capitalizing on that lead. Entangle over and over, Treants against the expansion, Breath of Fire, the double staff that Todd very correctly pointed out. So much Breath of Fire to use. And I think Sock had like 3 heal scrolls over the course of that game, but that's not enough, especially when the Panda gets 5. And this was an okay position in the early. Like, it was kind of average, I guess. Sock could have just played it standard, but played the Mass Air, which always seems at least a little bit gimmicky.
I think the big problem was how many units were scattered around the map for Sock. Like, he kind of needed to have everything together to get like a very strong, solid first defense, and then he might have been able to do well. Mountain King second, I'm never sure about this one here. But if you're going to do it, you definitely need to get Bash as well. There is no room for Clap. If the opponent goes for Bears, you have Griffins anyway. So you definitely need Ball 2 and like a little bit of Bash. Maybe I might be able to score you some big win with the Panda Snipe or something like that. But yeah, this strategy overall, I find very hard to pull off. It's a very niche, like Mass Air style that mostly works when you went before mount tanking, I guess, first on Terranas stand against Walden. That's like the main time where I saw it work a lot of the time, but now just not successful at all, even though at some point it looked kind of close here.
Well, that's Sock on his last lag now. Who would have expected that? I need another invite to the game. And then we're ready to go.
Get in here. What are you waiting for? Come on, man.
Shh. Behave, Todd. Behave.
I wish you would behave.
I always do.
Nah.
All right, moving on. Yeah, as Neo points out, the points here are very important. Sock below the cutoff right now. Thinking back to last year, remember when Sock was the one to win DreamHack Winter in Asia? Yeah. Who would have thought that we would be finding him here? If I had to guess before the season, I definitely would have said the two humans to make it through into the top 8 would be Sock and Chimico, but Sock right now facing elimination. And most of the time, when you're really with your back against the wall, that's where you try to rely on your fundamentals, right? What you've practiced, what works. So again, I'm really surprised he played this mass air style against the Keeper Panda.
Yeah, and we see it once again. Like, he needs to catch up 75 points right now to at least tie it up with Remind. If he loses that next map or the map after, he can't go to Stockholm. He can't compete for $130,000. I wonder what Lawlight would like better in the lower bracket final, to face 15 Sway or Sock. Not an easy choice to make.
Well, considering how badly he destroyed 15 Sway the first time around, I think it's an easy choice.
But would you think 15 Sway is going to play the same again? I don't think so.
I don't think Lawlight cares what 15 Sway plays. I think Lawlight is a beast that's going to power through pretty easily if he plays his A game.
All right, let's see. We have map 2 loading up. That is Autumn Leaves, the new 2.0 version. Little bit of changes, of course, especially at the naturals, at the left and right hand sides, consumable creep spots, and in the middle as well. So you see the tail of the tape, everybody. This Sock usually very, very successful against 15 Sway, but not today, everybody. 15 Sway going for the lower bracket final. Can Sock strike back?
On quite a few maps, there's different creep patterns possible and expo timings possible. I think it's the most intriguing on Autumn Leaves. There's so many creep routes you can go for, especially as human and night elf. You can go for shop early, green early, natural early. You can even go for the corner expo early, although nobody seems to do that. You can go for a delayed expansion. And there's always like these mini advantages that one creep route on the one side has against the other. On the other side, where mind games come in, scouting of course, but also a bit of gambling. Do you think there's one standout opening here for the human that just simply is the best, or is there a lot of merit in also switching it up?
I think there's, as you say, a lot of creep routes that counter one another. For a long time on this map, it was all about creeping the small camp with the Ogre on the left-hand side of Sock's base right now, and then the green on the other side, and then Expo. And then a lot of people started mixing in some straight Expo, and that's not just the human, it's also elves, which, as we see 15 Sway is about to do here. And that kind of countered that safer creep route, at least a little bit. So then you could choose whether you would do also the straight Expo or delay yours a little bit and then try to pressure the opponent. So there's, as you mentioned, like a lot of small little things like this. And scouting can be a big part of it. Both, I guess, races have the tools for that. Here we got a footman being sent out first. He was looking for a wisp. And on the other side, the wisp nicely tucked behind a little, what is that, a bucket of water here?
That's a trough, Todd. The reason why Northern is so good for human, right, is because you can fast expand and get level 2 instantly, and it's kind of far away from the opponent. I don't get why people don't go for the Insta Expo here in the corner. You must educate me, Todd. Why not?
I think it's just harder to creep, and then if the opponent sees it, like there is maybe a way you could get punished and stuff. It seems like overly difficult. You know, nobody wants to do anything that's difficult nowadays. We all want to have it really easy. We want to have everything served on the platter. I mean, look at 15 Sway. Do you know what his nickname means? It means 15 years old. First, he was 14 Sway when he was 14. Then he changed it to 15. And he was like, you know what? This is too much of a hassle. I'll just keep 15 Sway. He's 19 years old now. It's been years since he's updated his nickname.
Maybe 15 was his favorite age. Maybe you know that 1 year in summer camp, everything came together.
Usually it's kind of the opposite for most people, but sure.
You know I'm always positive. Tree of Life coming up, but no expansion yet for Sok. Did he mismanage his resources a bit, perhaps? And this is where things get weird. Because now both sides are harassing each other, both expansions are getting cancelled, and we have to keep a tally of who's taking more damage right now. If the Night Elf would be teching at the same time, he would be greatly favored in this kind of exchange, but he's not yet.
Yeah, now that both expansions have been prevented, it's usually a battle of who can kill more workers of the opponents. 15 Sway did a good job evacuating with the wisps, so they're not under threat. Most buildings, take a while to get killed, and on the other side, there's 5 militia that chase the keeper to the center of the map. He's not reacting. Oh my god, there was a big surround opportunity here that was missed. And 15 Sway still looking to apply some damage. One of his archers got caught and sniped. That should not have happened. That was a little sloppy.
I don't blame him for that one. Multitasking also, I think that I personally struggle the most with. Keeper gets level 2. Has more treants to summon. Probably wants to summon another pair here to make sure he keeps pressure on these peasants. Footies are chasing after the archers. There is, however, still no dust, right? Correct, there is not. And some moonwells can be remade in a different location. There's a lot of area here around the main base where the Night Elf can place buildings.
Oh my god, the peasants at the expo suck.
Oh, goodness.
Oh my god, he might be about to get eliminated here. This is really bad. Because all of these peasants, almost all of them are gonna die here. Trance, they're ready to fight militia as well. And Sok loses the game of chicken here. He's the first one to start running back home. That means 15 Sway can restart the expo. He still hasn't started tech, so 15 Sway, I think he just really wants to expo. He buys the mercenary as well, with a nice pull at the mercenary camp. But these peasants at the expo, Remo, no.
Oh, he didn't go for a Shadow Priest. Did he not have supply? He did have supply. Weird.
I'm not sure if he
could have been
did
really
at the
good.
time.
Yeah, that's
But it's
true.
really
Maybe.
fragile, right? It's good for the 2 abolished on the water, but if you lose it, it kind of feeds experience. You don't want that Archmage to get 3. An Archer is about to go down. That is, he's gonna go down.
Definitely don't want to lose that Berserker. And he does pay attention to that one. That's an important piece of the army. Oh, Footy, ready for the block. Keeper not protecting his friend, but should make it back to the Moonwells. Tech has now finally started. I feel like this should have been a bit sooner for 15 Sway. But anyways, Expo coming up as well. If he right now pushes Sok away, this expansion will finish, but can he?
That was a sick deny here from Sok on that footman. Berserker and Archer are finding a footman on the left-hand side. But yeah, now with the Expo running, Sok's lumber was greatly affected. He's starting some peasants in the expansion right now to try and fix that. And that expansion reattempts. Oh, he brings wisps immediately to detonate if there were to be a water elemental. So 15 Sway might be able to save that Expo and make sure it goes up for himself here. And his tech is going to be significantly ahead.
A player's forces are
This
under
was a
attack.
pretty brawly early game. Lots of wild things happening. Oftentimes the case on AL, where the 2 naturals are so close to each other. Very strong to be aggressive and try to punish the economy. But now the game settles down a bit, and we can take inventory. Can we say that one of the players here is favored in any way, or is it still looking even?
It's about even, I think. I don't know, like the tech of Sok is massively delayed, but it's always going to be behind that of the
Player's
Night Elf.
forces are under attack.
The Expo for 15 Sway, like yes, he would have been super early if he was able to get the straight Expo, but now he will at least be able to get it a while later. There is a lot of footmen. I think that that next attack, that next minute or two might be very important here on like who can do damage. Both players, oh my god, we're 7 XP away on the Archmage from level 3 and 2 XP away on the Keeper here.
That's damn close. He needs to take out 140 fast. There's the entangle.
The
And
deny.
that 40 will fall. This deny would be huge. It would be so big. Oh, he doesn't quite get it. Tree of Life. Is he going to attack it? It's finished already. No wisp close by for the repair, though. It's going to be a lot of footies falling. Tier 2 is about to finish, right? Yeah, it is already. Oh, he's going Demon. I definitely would have expected a Panda here, but no, it is Demon Hunter.
Maybe he'll fix that. If he runs to the center now and then cancels Demon and gets Panda, it's gonna help out against those footies. Even though it's kinda entangling everything right now. Ancient of Wonder is gonna be cancelled here. Keeper almost gets surrounded. Ooh, he reacted quickly enough to make sure that didn't happen.
The archer kiting has been alright, but not ideal. Normally you want to shoot with the ones in the back that are in far enough away to be safe. Some footies are going down, but he came here with a ton of footmen. There's going to be 2 more falling here. The keeper getting decent experience, but would love to have that rather than a second hero. Of course, the big prize is whoever wins this fight and ends up being stronger will get the middle camps.
But the Ancient of Wonders might still not be happening. And there is no Ancient of Floor on the way. 15 Swiss started tier 3, he cancelled it. And then he started it again. That guy can't make up his mind. And he hasn't saturated the expo. Oh no, not the 0 out of 5 meta again, please.
Looks a bit like sweaty palms right now for 15 Sway. Going tier 3 without lures. Especially on Autumn Leaves, where there are such juicy camps in the middle. That is very surprising.
Everything's low for Sock. Look at how much gold and lumber he has already. As much as he went Mass AR last game, I feel like this game might be more standard. He starts a Blood Mage. So double Sanctum is now going to start. Question is, does he get a workshop immediately?
See another Berserker for 15 Sway. And the AM looking for another little expedition to do some more damage.
He bought a second Berserker here against Footman Defense. I guess he's relying on Entangle to get rid of these, and then the piercing units are going to be even better. But just the lore was so delayed. Oh, don't tell me he gets a cancel. Oh my god. No way.
Seems like he will. Yeah, there's no way of saving this one. Nice play by Sock, realizing how late that tech will be. And not having Dryads right now against the Water Elementals is really annoying.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, those laws just are not happening. Like, they got cancelled so many times, the Ancient of Wonders as well. Now finally it is up. So I guess that's something for 15 Sway. It's like, alright, well, I can't get lore units yet, but I can get marksmanship, the first orb, extra, start gathering staffs. Poor Berserker about to go down, but actually gets saved.
15 Sway is desperately waiting for nighttime. He needs Moon Juice so bad. But Sock just keeps on applying the pressure. Yeah, a lot of units are going down, but he's bringing in more and more from the main. One of them now is the Blood Mage, entirely draining the Demon. And that makes recovering health from Moonwells really expensive.
And there's no bears in sight. There's actually a bunch of red units here for 15 Sway. It's almost like one of those cases where you need a healing scroll here to be able to heal everything back up. For the fight, Mana Potion was grabbed here on the Keeper. The pressure of Sock did so much that I think he's quite a bit ahead now, because there was like no lore for so long, and still there isn't one. Like the only lore that's being made right now is about to finish only now, and he kind of needs the second to be up already, so he can go into, you know, bears.
Is he gonna sacrifice this Blood Mage? Oh, did he deny that? Tried
No,
to.
he didn't.
Okay, Demon got the XP, and the Keeper is now level 4. But the Nile of Army is just limping back home. Everything is hurt. Everything is in need of healing, and we don't have healing. And it's still daytime. Still 1.5 WarCraft hours. That's 30 seconds, I think.
That's an eternity when your Moonwells are empty, that's for sure. Orb grabbed by 15 Sway. I think Sock can just do both center camp without meeting enough resistance, and then just push with 80 supply. And 15 Sway is just going to be so far behind on the army counts. Not just supply-wise, but in terms of like quality of army.
And the Demon Hunter level 1, not as tanky as we usually know him to be. If you get level 4 with some good items, he's going to be extremely hard to bring down. But here on level 1, pretty squish. He's getting closer to 2, that's going to be a help. He also has the Orb of Venom. That is the first thing, the first bit of serious damage that 15 Sway is throwing in here in the late game. And we finally have the bears coming, at long last.
Yeah, 15 Sway has not enough lumber and way too much gold, so he still doesn't have the second lore. He's getting a second shop. Or is that a mistake? Did he mean to make a second lore? Because he already has one of the orbs. And he's not getting a third hero. Keeper almost getting caught. He's gonna have to TP. And 50 Sway is in a world of trouble here. The push starts way earlier than he would have liked to be able to start defending against it. Maybe he was running out of potions.
Yeah.
And he wanted to get the second orb earlier as well, because it's like a longer cooldown.
Can 15 Sway hold on here? It's looking rough. One of his bears even getting blocked in the back. Doesn't quite have master training yet. About to finish. I think it just did. Oh my god, this bear, dude. This bear can't quite get in. Slow on the keeper. Getting siphoned as well. No mana at all on this keeper anymore. Demon Hunter has a bit of mana left, but it's only level 1 burn. Not really effective at all.
And marksmanship is being made right now. That's why the Ancient of War is not uprooted, helping out with the fight. It was quite a bit delayed. Oh my god, he was tier 3 for such a long time.
Heal pots. Staff. The bears are decent right now, but still only 1 lore. It's such little production on the Night Elf side. Going for the Blood Mage. He's in trouble. Dispel and running away as fast as he can. 2 HP. Whew. Thank goodness the Orb of Venom is not lethal damage. Blood Mage will just barely survive. He's flirting with death though. But Warren's entire Night Elf army.
It can be staffed. Yeah, the Breaker ran out of mana here, so there was no steal on that rejuve. Is he actually holding? Are you kidding
my
me?
god.
I thought he was out of it for sure.
Could be a sick hold here. Peasants trying to repair, but it's a lot of archers and berserkers. The 2 berserkers still alive. Could take out that tower, but he's gonna leave it standing. I guess he feels, well, I'm out of mana anyways. Who cares?
Yeah, there's 2 bears at home. 15 Sway needs to realize next to his main tree that if he rejuves those, then he can re-engage. I cannot believe he doesn't have a second lore here for this. He's just trying to go bear archer out of 1 Ancient of War, 1 lore.
These archers have been pretty damn good, honestly. With marksmanship and the roar, they have serious damage. Man is about to hit level 3. Water elementals do give experience as well, and Sock's army is starting to look smaller and smaller.
He used the staff on the keeper instead of the demon, so now the keeper cannot staff the demon. Oh my god, that was a big mistake. You should always use first the staff on your melee hero.
Wiz coming in for the detonate. Retreat again though. It seems to be a sweaty game for both players, to be fair. This double shop really good now to spam these heal pots, by the way.
Wisps coming in.
It's still nighttime. 15 Sway has to dislodge this attack by the time that daytime arrives. Because at daytime again, no regen for him.
Well, and those towers are also a factor. I think Sok is supposed to start adding some more. The ones that are already up are going to be really hard to take out with those peasants nearby ready to repair as well. As we know, the new repair rate is insane.
It's a full siphon mana, no more mana on the demon, the anti-magic. Definitely a bit too late, but it's a lot of bears suddenly. They healed up in the main, and now we have 5 bears in the battle. 1 tower taken out, 2 still standing. Demon Hunter takes a lot of damage. Staff must be there. Oh my god. At the very last moment, there's one more Moonwell there, trying to heal up as much as he can. Bears in a rough position between the towers and the rifles. Bears taking a lot of damage, and Sok might be able to close this out after all. Archers taking out the towers finally, but the bears are falling. 65 supply for the Night Elf. Sok has more at 74. But he's going to TP out of this.
Wait, what? Why?
Yeah, he wants
I guess
to
he had
get
a lot of units low. Oh my god, the regen scroll value is going to be sick. But everything was slow, then the bears are mostly gone. But yeah, dealing with those archers is still very hard, even though there's a big army here by Sok.
Yeah, I like that TP out, actually. It's getting such good healing in right now. How is this Blood Mage still not level 2? That's kind of crazy.
Doesn't kill enough. And there's finally the second lore here of 15 Sway. As we know, the goal here is always to reach 80 supply for him. Double healing scroll. Oh, that's so huge. Of 15 Sway, who picked up a Book of the Deads.
Yeah.
How many priests are there? There's only 3. They don't have a
go
ton of
for
mana.
Sok tried to get the heal scroll here, but finds them out of stock. This is never a good idea, just to run in and mana burn. You still lost all your mana. But anyways, taking the fight now away from the expansion. No TP on the Night Elf, by the way. Oh my god, the Blood Mage almost going down. Where's the slow on the demon? It's not there. And the Blood Mage falls. Oh, Sok, this is bad for him. Book of the Dead in the back. He doesn't have mana for the Dispel. Oh my god, everything seems to be falling apart for the Korean.
He might have to TP out here in a sec, but some of his army is secluded away here at the top. He's sending that back. He's going to town portal out of there. Sok may be about to be eliminated here, and that's his chances for the World Championship in Stockholm going down the drain if that happens.
Not too many would have expected 15 Sway to do this, to win this, and even less so 2-0. If he does, it's not over yet. But Sok seems hard locked on tier 2. He never went tier 3 at any point. He's not going to have those great late game upgrades coming in. And this Blood Mage, so underwhelming this game. Still only level 2.
Yeah, I mean, just hasn't been trading effectively. 15 Sway staffs has been so on point last second once the whole time. Sok retrains. Those Blizzard 3, Aura 2, he has some great upgrades actually. He has +2 attack on breakers, 1 armor, and +1 attack on rifles.
Yeah.
If he gets a great fight, I mean, it's bears and archers mostly that he's fighting, right? And all of this army dies pretty hard against Blizz Flamestrike. I'm a bit surprised he's not trying harder to get level 3, but he feels the urgency of still pushing here.
Supply is almost dead even. Keeper with a clarity in the back. Keeper level 5.5, by the way. Level 6 is not impossible.
Yeah, there's no cancel, there's no Stormbolt. Anti-magic potion used to break out of the siphon here. Archmage getting caught out of position. He's gonna get targeted. He's gonna go down so fast with his archers with marksmanship.
Oh, he can't get back! And he falls! And that might be the game. Did he have a TP? I don't think he did. He used the heal, so that was all he had.
The info was on the Blood Mage. It's supposed to be, because he's the one more forward usually, but bad positioning by Sok. He's trying to instant revive, I'm sure, but Archmage level 5 costs so much gold. He tries to go for the Keeper in a desperation attempt. Revives the Archmage. There is Entangle. He goes for the Blood Mage.
He got the level 6. Now we got Tranquility, although I think at the moment no mana has a clarity, though he's chasing forward. Getting so many kills, the Demon Hunter large and in charge. And there it is, Tranquility, to signal the defeat. Sok GG, 0-2 against 15 Sway, the first big upset, I guess we can